Next match coming up here very quickly, but first, Scott Bowden is headed this way. And I don't know if Scott will want to talk about it or not. I notice, Scott, before we talk about the match, I notice you're not wearing the Florida State stuff. And I know last week you said you weren't here because you had to be on the sidelines to cheer the Seminoles on to victory, and of course then they lost to Miami. So
well, it figures you're not being very observant. Once again, Dave Brown, I have the Florida State colors on, if you noticed today, the maroon. Now last week, I knew you were going to come out here being all smug because those creeps from Miami cheated their way to a victory over the Florida State Seminoles. And I'm going to tell you exactly what happened when I got to the stadium, the Orange Bowl. Frank Costa, the quarterback for Miami, jumped me from behind, had me tied up in the back. The Seminoles couldn't concentrate because they were looking around going, "Where's Scott? Where's Scotty boy? Where is he? He's supposed to get us to victory." I was tied up in the back of the Orange Bowl for the entire game. The Seminoles couldn't concentrate, and now they've lost. But hey, let me tell you something, baby. Uncle Bobby has assured me that they're going to bounce back. They're going straight to the top before it's all over with.
Speaking of bouncing, you may find yourself bouncing on the mat here in matches coming up very soon.
Hey, well, let me tell you something, Dave Brown. Enough about that. Because you see, my mind is elsewhere. This has been quite a turbulent week, not only in the Bowden household, but all over the world. And of course, the idiots out there are going, duh, what's he talking about? Because their idea of keeping up with news is wanting to know who won the hog calling contest at the Mid-South Fair. They just sit around, they don't watch the news, they don't watch CNN. They're sitting around watching Andy Griffith reruns and Family Feud and the Power Rangers, all those idiot programs like that. An educated man like myself likes to keep up with world affairs. And this past week, Dave, I was pretty troubled. Because you see, ever since I was a little boy, my father's owned 3 different condominiums. And every winter, when it starts getting a little bit chilly, we would go down to Port-au-Prince, Haiti, get away from the heat, beat the heat, so to speak. Of course, we can never rely on your forecast anyway, so we always want to get straight there so we can beat the heat.
Beat the heat in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, okay.
That's right. So, ever since I've been there, I was a little boy. I grew up with quite a few Haitians. Made a lot of friends with a lot of Haitians. Befriended quite a bit of them. And they're the most friendliest people. You talk about Southern hospitality, compares nothing to Haitian hospitality. And this past week, I got a phone call from a good friend of mine, Sergeant Victor. He has been ousted from his home. The American forces have come into his home, told him to get out. It's not fair. This country, Dave, does not play by the rules. It's like the politics here in the USWA.
Come on, don't start that sort of stuff.
Here in the USWA. He called me, and he wants a place to live. You've heard of college foreign exchange students. Well, this is the guy I'm bringing in here. I want to bring him out right now. Sergeant Victor, get out here, Sergeant Victor. Come on. Sergeant Victor, baby. Come on, baby.
Sure he didn't get on. Oh, there. Well, here he is.
Now I want you people. He does not speak any English whatsoever. I'm the only man that can communicate with him. I want you people to show him some respect. This is General Cedric's right-hand man, so to speak. And now he's going to be the right-hand man in my army, Dave Brown. I promise you that. God bless America, the land of opportunity. Sergeant Victor, my lifelong friend, Sergeant Victor, baby. We're going to guide the USWA, baby. Woo! What do you think about that?
Well, I think you got him booked in a match right here today. American Eagle, I see, coming in. And
that's right. He's going to pluck the feathers off the American Eagle, baby.
Well, let's see him in action, if you don't mind.
Haitian sensation, Sergeant Victor.
The Haitian sensation on his way to the ring right now. Let's us go to the ring for the official introductions. Here's Corey.
Dave, we're ready to go. One fall, 10 minutes in time. First introducing on one side of the ring, 210 pounds from the great USA, here is the American Eagle. His opponent at 300 pounds, wrestling from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, here is Sergeant Victor with Scott Bowden. One fall, 10 minutes in time to Lance Russell and Dave Brown.
Okay, Corey, we are ready. Bell time, and here we go. We'll get our look at Sergeant Victor and see if he can live up to all of the praise that was given by Scott Bowden right away. Beautiful leg scissors as he pitched Sergeant Victor forward, did the American Eagle.
Well, the American Eagle in control quickly. He now has the headlock on Sergeant Victor. Sergeant Victor, using some of that bulk that he has, though, rolled the American Eagle's shoulders down on the mat. Not for long, but he had him there for a second.
Standing side headlock now with the American Eagle on Sergeant Victor. Moves around behind into the hammer position. Sergeant Victor reverses it on him. And beautiful fireman's carry throw, and the American Eagle looking very good thus far against Sergeant Victor. Sergeant has not impressed us with his abilities as of yet. Comes back up to his feet. The bulk he has. He's a solid built son of a gun. Foot over the rope. That'll call for a break. Bowden trying to communicate with him. We'll find out how successful he is.
Yeah, I don't know what that Scott said, how much of it's true, but I think most wrestling fans know this, but just in case, you can believe about 20% of what Scott says, and the rest of it is, I don't know, it's in his own mind somewhere. I don't doubt that this guy can be tough and can be trouble, but boy, the American Eagle's doing real well right now against him.
Looking good, you better believe it. Sergeant Victor back in the corner, taking some refuge there. Comes out with that foot a little too quick. Whoa, man. He is nailing him with some forearms, Dave. We could feel it all the way over here.
All of a sudden, I'm a little more impressed. Ooh.
Big slam and leg drop down on the American Eagle. Sergeant Victor moves in behind. Yeah, okay. One hand on top, one hand under the chin. And that has always been painful to watch. It's kind of like an outside toe hold move when they go with it. Always hurts me just to see it. Puts him over the rope and springs him back off with a foot to the midsection. Axe handle right in the middle of the back, and the American Eagle has lost some of that fire that he had to begin with.
Yeah, a couple of double fists in the chin will slow you down a little bit, and that's what's happened to the American Eagle. That powerful right hand that has been demonstrated by Sergeant Victor, and now he just kind of circles with him and finally comes down with a power slam. Count of 1, 2, and 3, and this one's over. Sergeant Victor, a slow start for the Haitian import brought in by Scott Bowden, but he wraps it up in pretty impressive style. I gotta give him that as he gets the victory.
Yeah, a lot of power right there, and that's the thing you're going to see. He doesn't have a lot of speed, but he does have some power.
Ousted from his home in Haiti, comes over here and wins his first match, baby. Woo, you gotta love that.
Oh, boy, yeah. You gotta love it, not us. We want to remind you, big main event today, the King going against Wildfire Tommy Rich. Let's get on with it. Be back in just a moment.